Hello, welcome to Reframing Mindset Podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity and practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day.
Okay, now welcome back to Reframe Master Podcast when it's scholarship books. I know this episode that talk about um the topic, bro. The topic is I want well, I guess I'll say it. The topic is sweater. But I guess there's a bigger lesson from the sweater. Yeah. But maybe when I tell the story, the topic will come. But basically what happened is that so I take it during the 95 and stuff like that. And what I'm in now is in the AC. And for some reason, I got sick. I got sick. I got the cold. So, in the workplace, you're not allowed to wear hooded sweater. And that's only thing I had. I only had hooded sweaters. So, hooded sweaters. So I wasn't able to wear sweaters in the workplace, but I had the cold, and I have to find some way to keep warm. Then I remember I had this undershirt sweater that my aunt gave me way back when I was at during the high school or something like that. And what happened? And what happened was that sweater came in handy now in this phase. But what happened was when I got that sweater, so so that sweater that I gave, it was an undershirt sweater. In America, that's where she bought it and stuff like that. It made a lot of sense because in America you have winter and cold and stuff like that. So it makes sense as to why people would wear it. Where I'm from, we had no winter and stuff like that. So when one day I wore it to school, it was really embarrassing because what happened was that we don't have snow or anything like that. So when I wore it, the- they you know my friends and stuff like that, they made fun of it. They never really made fun of it then because what happened was by then I my popularity was really better. So they would say it's embarrassing, but because I had some popularity, they overlooked it because it was me. But what happened was the same day another guy did the same thing, wear a sweater because what happened was it was December and the time was cold. So I would decide to wear it just as, as a way to keep warm, just to test it out. But the guy did the same thing as well, and they made fun of him and stuff like that. But after that day, I never wore it again. But I kept the sweater, and then all of a sudden it came useful now. So that was one of the things where not for the thing that I got when I got for my family and stuff during my life. I kept them. Even though I may not wear them or use them and stuff like that, I kept them. And but what happened now, as I progress further in phases of life, the use of those items are start to get more apparent and I can see it. And then not only that, as you get more comfortable in your own skin, you are less likely to care about what the detractors say because you know why you're wearing it, so you have more confidence to say, okay, I'm comfortable in my own skin. I'm wearing this because the time is cold. I want to keep warm. I can't wear a hoodie sweater, so I have to wear this just in case. And this is helping me, you know. So you are able to do that. And then what happened now when I wear it at work because I'm the natural confidence in myself that I've gained people don't even overlook it. Don't even care. People can't see the sweater because of the clothes that we bought. My natural confidence, people don't even mention it, because I over this over these years, I gained so much confidence in myself and more and become so confident in myself that my natural charisma it just overshadowing most of those stuff, you know. So I guess the topic is going to be about sweater, but I guess what it is is like I no, I guess the topic would be useless stuff that becomes useful, or it's not useless stuff. It's stuff that you thought that was useless, so then it become useful. And the moral is that sometimes you get some things like, for example, if I'm gonna give you socks and stuff like that, I say, oh, stuff like that. Don't throw it away, push it away because eventually one day those socks um will become useful. As I mentioned, socks. My family usually brings socks, um, and I never usually matter it, but it became those socks that I usually wore. Became so I usually buy some white socks. I never usually wear white socks because I when it get dirty, I have the washing process to wash white clothes is usually hard. So I never wear white socks. I usually, if I'm going out, I wear black socks. But those white socks came in handy now when I started to play basketball. There are some games now that other teammate will say, "Okay, we are wearing white socks," and we all had to wear matching socks. So if I throw those socks out that way, I would have them. But because I kept them, I had white socks to wear every game. So I never had to purchase new socks. I had them. So because I kept them, it saved me a lot of money and I had quality socks. So I never had to spend extra money. Back then, my phone wasn't that rich. Was not that rich, but I did have to burden my mother or anything like that about buying me socks because I kept all those socks. I never throw them away. So something you I thought was useless or not useful at the time became useful in a future situation. So that's basically what's going to happen with you. So don't throw things away. You know, the use of it may not be apparent now, but maybe in a future situation, if you reach far enough, it will become useful then. Or what will happen is that certain things that are useless to you now, you may be able to give it to someone that needs it because it may not be useful to them in that situation. Maybe not need it now. I will help them progress, and then boom, it will basically turn on to go karma for you. Mm. So that's basically it for this episode. Thank you for listening and look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
I guess roaches and ants because I said we're in the second year now, and the first year we accomplished a lot being an official homeowner and stuff like that. I know the second year we're starting off, and because we put in the work the first year, the second year we're starting off on a positive note because if you realize I'm starting out the new year, the second year being an employee, so I have income and stuff like that. So certain things like I could pay some of the bills now on my own through my own work. And so over time I'm slowly becoming the stereotypical, I guess, man of the home, or I don't know, the leader of the home. Like as I mean what I said in the past in the when I said it was like the CEO of